Hello, Professor. We are going to talk about the uses to interrogative words. So, what he uses the some interrogative word and the uses to create it to sentences or respond to the use of other person who are asking, or probably uses to homework or creating to school, elementary school, or but he uses today daily. And the next pictures, the option uses to interrogative words. Relative pronouns is a word that introduces a dependence or relative clause and it contains is to independence clause. A clause beginning is a relative pronoun is posed to answer questions such as which one, how many, or can or what kind, sorry, who, whom, what, which, and that are all relative pronouns. Right? And these pictures they are. When you asking to interrupt the words, how do you use the this interrogative? Who versus whom versus whose. It's the three different word you use it to interrogative. Remember, take in the open your mind, you use it to who. Who is the subject pronoun like I. Replace to pronoun for the uses the questions to respond to the other questions, but the uses to pronoun for respond. This is questions for this is who. Whose is a possessive pronoun like his or mine. Whose preuses to is this the possessive form of the pronoun who is a combined who in whom. Whom is it the object pronoun like me? For example, use it to replace the object me when you're asking to whom if you respond with uses to pronoun. But it's a pronoun the object uses like me. When it uses to whom, remembers it for replace object pronoun for make equations. For example, whom would you prefer to have a manager? I would prefer to have her as manager. Here, look at this. The whom is what is replaced for the asking or respond to the her. For probability uses to who replaces the actions pronoun I, you, and she, etc. For example, who made this delicious cake? He made this delicious cake. He is the actions. He is what is replaced after to asking the questions to who. In whose, remember, it uses the positive form for the pronoun who. But there are questions where it uses the whose. Whose is in the contractions linked to the word. Probably to say who is or who has. Here there are some examples for uses the whose in the every sentences. There are the questions where it uses to replace the whose. Why is it uses the whose? Whose is the uses to read it for the other person where it uses the contractions when you not completed the questions or not completed or don't read it all the sentences. For example, there are here the number one is who's that man city over there? For look at this and this is questions is for who is the man city over there. It's a very interesting when it uses the who's when it uses the contractions and this is sentence we are making to interrogative or for the asking to. The number two is the who's. Who's been to Paris before? Look at this and this is sentence. Who has been to Paris before? And we asking to interrogative words, but it uses to complete it and asking to other person, what do you do or the actions to do here. To the next is the usage to W questions. W word and type of information to different to asking to keep all the sentence. What would you use it to think? Where to use it to place? When you use it to time? And why you use it to reason? When you respond any action for you, your other person or the people asking you for or probably say the teacher to ask you whether you respond, you have to keep all the type of informations. What, then, where, place, when, time, and why reason. Here, look at this in the sentence questions number one. Question number one is to receive the food. What is your receive the receipt of food? Take this information. What, when, where, why. You use it to all the combinations to create it to sentences. For what? Favorite received food is tasty food. When? On YouTube. Where? In my home. Why? Because it's nice and delicious food. When you take the all informations or you have to create it to asking to other person when you ask you what is your favorite received food. Here, look at this in the questions. My favorite received food is tasty food. When I watch some video YouTube, I'm making some recipes in my home because are delicious and a nice food. You look at it. My favorite received food is a tasty food because it's the use it for what? What is what is the favorite received food is tasty food? When? When I watch some video on YouTube where I made some receipt in my home. Why? Because are delicious and nice food. You probably use it to complete the questions, but it uses to receipt the food. Probably it's in the number two the W questions, but it uses to what's your favorite subject? Probably of the parents or other classmates or your teacher will ask you to what's your favorite subject? Take account of these informations. What, when, where, why. What? English. When? Monday. Where? King's School. Why? This well and testing. You ask him to answer. What's your favorite subject? My favorite subject is English. When the start to Monday in the morning to 7 o'clock, all elementary is cool, King's School, because every teacher teaches well and they are funny. Here the look into all the questions. What? What is your favorite subject? What? My favorite subject is English. When? When they start to Monday in the morning to 7 o'clock. Where? At the elementary school, King's School. Why? Because a very teachers teaches well and they are funny. When you ask him to all information to create it, when the W questions and respond to them, you take the all information to when it when you used it to before then they're asking to mentions what you asking what thing word place then when the time and why the reason here the all informations to do this and this is finally the video. Thank you for watching and I'll see you at the next. Bye.